Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. Today, the Sunday morning, and we will discuss on the Yoga Vasistha. Let us begin, as usual. Dikkaladi anavachinna ananta chinmatra murtaye svanubhuti ekamanaya Nama Shantaya Tejase. Dikkaladi Anavachinna. I salute the Supreme Brahman, Nama Shantaya Tejase, who is beyond all qualities, tranquil, above all limitations, the embodiment of infinite consciousness, and can be known only through the proof of one's own experience. Our subject matter is Brahman, the Brahma Jnana. And today it is what is the self that exactly we will be discussing. And from today for few more days, what is the self? Now, in the Hinduism, we repeat again and again because sometimes some new listeners are coming, the students are coming naturally. For them, the Hindus have developed 4 paths to reach to the goal. And one is the path of knowledge, another the path of devotion, path of yoga, meditation, and the 4th, the path of karma. So, path of knowledge, that is what we are now following. And our leader, our guide, the Vasistha Muni. The Vasistha is teaching this to his disciple Sri Ramachandra. Sri Ramachandra, when he came back from his school, he learned this world is transitory. And hence that young boy, hardly 13-14 years, he decided that he should not accept the monarchy and he should go and live with the other rishis. This was all this they were, he was thinking. Now naturally his father, Dasharatha, and he was concerned that his son, if he is thinking in this way, what will happen? The Dasharatha called the Guru, the Vasistha Muni. He was the family Guru, and that was the tradition in those days. Every king and the family, they used to have someone to guide them in spiritual life. Vasistha was a great sage. All used to respect him because of his knowledge. And this Vasistha Muni was talking with the Rama. Rama, where you are going? What you are going to achieve? Leaving the hearth and home, if you go to the jungle, the first thing, being a Kshatriya, you are not keeping up your Swadharma. And second, even if you go, what you will find? Because it is all in the mind. The Atman is all pervading. Those who are following the scripture, you all know, that slowly through different stories he is guiding. Now the Guru Vasistha introducing his disciple Sri Rama with the self. This is the Atman. Now previously, and through different way, the same idea was coming. Now directly, what is this Atman and how an individual will feel it. So that is the main idea, and this is very important. Shuddha, Niranjana, Ananta Bodha, Aham Prakriti Paraha. Friends, we all know the Atman, the self or the Brahman cannot be said that this is this. It is not possible. So it is giving some of the qualities, the idea that I am like this. So those are the qualities of the Brahman. So understanding what is Brahman, so this is the way. Shuddha, Niranjana, ananta bodha aham prakrite para. Cheshtamana iyam deham pashyami anna sharirabat. Now, one who is following the path of jnana, what he should do? He should try to, see, they don't meditate. You know, those who are following the path of the jnana, they don't meditate. Who is going to meditate? On whom he will meditate? So, they are not. So, they are not doing any ritual worship also, because they are not devotee. So, what they should do? Constant thinking, analyzing. And this analysis, this type of the way, how they will, so he is constantly thinking that I am pure, aham shuddha. I am stainless, niranjana. I am infinite, I am ananta. And bodha, I am the consciousness. So, what are the four things? First is the shuddha, the purity. What is the purity? Because I don't have any attachment with the worldly objects. Hence, I am shuddha. The shuddha and ashuddha, here it is not like that we think that if we go and bathe in the holy water and then we become the purified, that is, of course, it is there. But the real shuddha, the purity, means I don't have any hankering, any attachment for the worldly objects. The worldly objects are temporary. It's just like the magical things. So, I have understood it. I have withdrawn my mind from that. I don't have any. So, I am shuddha. So, where my mind goes? To the original truth. That second is called stainless, same shuddha and stainless, niranjana. Why the niranjana? Because I don't have any anger, any hatred. So, these are the anjana. Anjana means the black shoots. So, niranjana, clear from all that. And in the mind, what are those? These mada, moha, ahamkara, himsha, all those. So, I am not criticizing anyone. So, I am not hankering for anything. So, that way I am also clear. Thirdly, ananta, I am infinite. The moment I think I am this body and I belong to this family and I am so and so and so, they cannot follow the path of jnana. They may read, like the professors they read, the people they read, but the followers of the path of knowledge, those who want to realize the truth by following this path, for them, this is very important. Further introduction means, I am like this. So, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he never could say I. He used to point out his body and say eta, like this. This is an object. This is not me. I don't have any connection with this body. That is called the path of knowledge. The path of knowledge is so hard, but this way they are thinking ananta, and I am the bodha, I am the consciousness. The buddha, that knowledge of the consciousness. So, that is the bodha, the consciousness. Then he says, I am beyond maya. Prakriti paraha. Para means above. Of what? Prakriti. What is the Prakriti? Prakriti, that who creates. And naturally, when it is creating, it is bringing different things together. So, I am beyond that. The creation, then sustenance, and then dissolution. These are the three things constantly going on. I am beyond that. So, Prakriti paraha. So, then he says, the people think that I am performing different activities. Cheshtamanam iyam deham. The person in his body, when he is moving in this different way, so obviously you can understand. So, this is the way these things are going on. So, obviously people are thinking he is working. Look at the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna or the Swami Vivekananda or the great soul. When they are thinking, what do they? They are working. Swami Vivekananda used to work the 16 hours a day when he was here in America to organize in India and to spread Vedanta in this foreign land, who were not at all aware of anything. So naturally, it was a very, very hard task. He used to work. People used to think he is working so much. But in reality, he was not working at all. So people think that I am performing different activities, chestamana iyam deham, but I see my body separate from me. Pashyami anna shariravat. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, I gave that example. He used to put the finger on his body and say eta, like this one. So the anna shariravat, as we see the other bodies, other people, the same way these also, anna shariravat. So this is the way we have to practice. Those who are thinking that they will follow the path of knowledge, these are the practices. Now the Rishi, the Vasistha, he is asking his disciple, Sri Rama, that you must constantly think in this way. The Shuddha, detached from sense objects. That is Shuddha. Niranjana, free from any desire, and when there is desire, there is no competition. So naturally, no anger, nothing remains there. So that is called Niranjana. Friends, this realization of the truth means developing these qualities. Realization of the God means developing some qualities. Bhagavan Sri Krishna in his Bhagavad Gita in the 12th chapter and from the 13th verse, he is telling, I love that person, he is my true devotee. And who is having some qualities. Again and again we have to understand, and now it is time to understand. All the external rituals that we do, the reading the scripture and following those things, that is okay. But what about me? How I am getting the religion within me? What transformation is coming? Majority of the people, they are having some sympathy when they see a dog, street dog. Oh my God, the hungry dog, we have to feed. That is all emotion. That is good. But at the same time, when you have that knowledge, then only that religion. And what is that? The quality. If you follow the path of devotion, those qualities are necessary. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmama nirahamkara. Or in Sanskrit, the Sri Krishna is telling that I am not having any enmity with anyone. That is religion. I am going on killing people in the name of religion. And I think that I am following religion. No. You are following something else. You are trying to achieve something. That is the separate thing. I am not questioning that. But that is not religion. It cannot be. So this is the way we have to understand. Religion is transformation. That's why the Hindus, they don't go for the conversion. The conversion, the sense of conversion, that superimposing or not superimposing, imposing my idea on somebody else. But it's the transformation. A person who was so selfish, constantly criticizing others, finding fault with others, and creating problem for others, coming in contact with religion, he is transforming. Now he is so helpful. He goes to the people and shake hands with them and try to help them, pray for them. A transformation. Religion is a transformation. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, it makes a brood unto man, man unto God. We should again and again repeat these words so that we can look at us and say, are you really religious? Some people who say, we are not religious, we are the spiritual. That is much higher. If you are not following the steps, how can you reach over there? What is spirituality? If you think of the spirit, that is, the trees are talking, animals are talking, that is a different type of spirit. That is completely different. The Vedanta talks about the spirit that is all pervading consciousness. This we must have to understand. And when we go to realize that all pervading consciousness, which I am not this body, I am not the mind. Ordinary people cannot think about it. Friends, we are discussing the highest point of religion, where even gods are not there. Nothing except you. And that you is beyond all these limitations. Shuddha, Niranjana, Ananta, Bodha, Aham, Prakriti Paraha. Cheshtamanayam Deham. My body and my mind, it is working, but I don't have anything with that. Can you imagine? The completely detached from the body, even from the mind. The moment we say, oh, I am this, I am that, completely associated with this body. I am becoming old, I am ailing, I have to go to doctor, all this association with the body, with the mind. But a Jnani will say, then one person used to, the other Swamis, they used to come and ask the then president of the Ramakrishna mission. He was the direct disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Shivanandaji. He was a great soul. When they used to come and say, revered sir, how are you? And he used to say, sometimes, he used to say, my body is suffering, but I am in joy. My body is suffering, but I am in great joy. So that is called completely separation. Through the following the path of knowledge, we go onto that and we know this body is not me. Here, Prakriti, that I will quote from the Sanskrit, the definition that has been given. What is Prakriti? This word Prakriti has been used by one philosophy, Shamkhya. So they say Prakriti means utpadyate. Utpadyate means creation. Pradhanat asya iti Prakriti. Utpadyate, it creates. That is why it is Prakriti. And Prakriti, the create, the fast, is known as the Prakriti. The Pradhanat, the fast, that is about the creation. That is a different the subject. The Prakriti is creating. Now, what is this Prakriti? The power of God. And the Vedantin will term it as Maya. The Prakriti, Maya, like this, different way they say. Now, the main is, I am not this body. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was so ill. Even it was necessary for one or two people to help him to turn his body. He was so weak. And that suddenly he found that one day that, so one day it so happened that when the Swami was, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was lying down, then suddenly he felt that his young disciples are going at the corner of that place that's called Kashipur Garden House, and they are going over there to do something. But there was a snake, and he wanted to save those young people from the venomous snake. So obviously, they were planning sitting somewhere else. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who was lying down on the first floor of the building, how could he know it? That is some, that yogic power. He was God. He was in the heart of everyone. He could know everyone. So this, then now what the Ma Sharadamani Devi noticed, that he is coming down. The person who could not even turn, he was so weak, now he is getting up and getting down from the staircase. If you go to visit that, still that building is there. In the olden times, the steps are very high. From there he is going down and then running, crossing that field. It's a big field. And then coming back from there, afterwards, he is again lying down. The Ma Saradamani Devi came and she told, "Is it you?" Because she was doubting how a man so weak could do this. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, "Oh, you have noticed it, don't tell it to others." Many of you know this incident. It's a great incident in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. What does it mean? That means he is not associated with the body. And all that, the ailments and all the diseases, it's to the body only. He was completely free. Friends, I like to quote another incident mentioned over here, that is Swami Turiyanandaji, another direct disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna himself was like that, and his disciples. The Turiyanandaji was very sick, and in those days, and you can understand in the villages of India, it was not, all those things were not there. There was no anesthesia, but he needed urgent operation because of the carbuncle, and it was very painful on his back. The doctor told Swami, "I am sorry, I don't have the anesthesia and it will be very painful." He said, "No problem, give me 1 or 2 minutes." And he meditated. After that, a conscious man told the doctor, "Please operate and let me see that. So keep a mirror in front of me, let me see what you are doing." Can you imagine? He was observing as if there's somebody's other's body. The doctor was operating and he is just observing that. The tremendous pain he never felt. So he separated his mind from the body. It is possible. It's not that in the scripture it is written and that much. No. It has been practiced, and there are so many. So this is the way we can understand whatever the scripture says, it is true, and it has been practiced. So here it says, the deha pashyami anna sharira bhat is a separate body, anna sharira bhat. Pashyami, I look at that in that separate way. Why we think this world as real? Because we do not observe and judge properly the lack of discrimination. In the 6th chapter, the sloka, the Rishi, the Vasistha is telling that this is the main problem. We are not aware about this. And he says, "Ete hi chid vilasa antaha mana buddhi indriya adayah asanta sarva evaho abodhanam bina sthitaha." This mind, mana, buddhi, intellect, sense organs, indriyadaya, and other such things are very, very temporary. Chid bilasa anta. Chid bilasa anta means when we are imagining something, bilasa, we imagine something and we get great joy. It's like that. So we are just enjoying, sometimes in the dream, sometimes we just like to imagine. So we see it and we imagine this is happening, that is happening, and we enjoy that. It's just like that. So true knowledge arises and they vanish like that dream. But abodhanam bina, due to lack of alertness, they appear as real. This is the Vedantic point of view. Abodhanam bina. That's why Lord Buddha said, apramatta bhava. What is that apramatta? It was constantly alert. You are not this body, you are not this mind, you don't belong to this world, you are consciousness. That is called apramatta. And here the Rishi Vasistha is telling, because we are lacking that capacity, we think that this is real. So those we are just beginning our life in the spiritual this road, spiritual journey, don't get confused. It is slowly it comes. It is so difficult, isn't it? We have to understand that I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this intellect. I am only living in this. There's sometimes some people they will go and rent a house, and they will be taking care of the house, they will be planting flowers and doing this gardening, so many things, but that house doesn't belong to them. They are only paying rent, that's all. Just like that. We are living in this body. What is that we? That we have to understand, that we are not the mind, we are not the intellect, we are not the senses. Then what is that we say we or I? It is the consciousness. And this consciousness, again and again it has been proved, and Vedantis are not at all tired to tell you about the avastha-traya vichara or the Shakshi, different avastha, Jagrat, Shapna and Shushupti. These are the three avastha. Awaking, dream and dreamless condition. These are called avastha-traya, three. So that is the real self. But we are not aware of it. We think this is real. And so we are entangled and we suffer. Look at the people around. They were so successful. They could be so happy, but no. They need more and more. Then they will do some mistake, and then police will arrest them. Everything. They will be running here and there like the homeless. But they are billionaires, multi-billionaires. And they know that I have done this, the wrong thing. It was not necessary. But why we do it? Because the craving, non-stop craving, they were having sufficient. Even then they could not control, and ultimately now they are suffering. So once we see these, so many different the incidents that is happening all around us, we should be aware that what can make me happy? Money, position, all these things. Look at these people, they were having each and everything, but they are not happy. In that case, it proves that, and it is not the only time that is happening. In the pages of the history, every time it has happened. Then the great Napoleon was arrested and he was kept in a prison. Great Napoleon, can you imagine? If that happens, it is happening to so many lives. That means that is natural. This world is like this. I cannot get the joy and happiness out of this. Then where I can get it? This is the vichara. This is the way we have to think. Keep the history book with you and read every page, and you will get the picture. Everything is so temporary. And look around us, the whole society, so temporary. A little name and fame, some of the people just they want to be in the media, they do so many things unnecessarily. So where is the joy? The people will know, oh, they look at him, they look at her. Is that joy? Suppose you were a great the actor somewhere in some country. Other people, they don't know you. Only a few people that they are looking at you and they know the language, they may be recognizing. Other people, they don't. And even if then the time will come, then they will all become old, they will also forget, they will die. That's all temporary. Sukha, vichara. This mind, intellect, sense organs and other such things are very temporary. The moment true knowledge arises, they vanish like the chid bilasa antaha. But unfortunately, abodhanam bina, we are suffering. Anything that is real will never change. So that is the main yardstick. How I will know what is real and what is unreal? The real will never change. Unreal will change. The real thing always remains the same. So this is the first thing. But our thought, mana, then our decision, buddhi, the different experiences, indriya adaya, all are changing. That is the proof that they are unreal nature. And mana and buddhi separately mentioning over here. Indriya separately mentioning. Why? That mana, buddhi, chitta, ahamkara. We English only one mind. But in Sanskrit, in our scripture, they will say mana means that portion of the mind which cannot take decision. And buddhi is that part of the mind which can take decision. These are the two differences. So, mana, buddhi. Chitta, of course, the store, and ahamkara is the main power which all these things work. The Guru Vasistha then told Sri Rama the story of the mighty demon king Sambara, who was very powerful because of his magical capacity, magical power. This Sambara, in the Vasistha Muni, he will be telling something and immediately will give a big story. And in a few pages that continues the story, and just in gist, this, the Sambara, now the demon and the gods, constant fighting. And demons are also very powerful. And they get power with the blessings of the Brahma, the creator. And Brahma is the creator of both demons and the gods. He never created demon. He never created God. He only created some people. Those who went towards the good, they became gods. Those who went towards bad, they became demon. And the stories are also there. The same father, two mothers, and their sons are like this, the stories. But the ultimate thing is the craving for name, fame, power, that is called, slowly takes them down towards the demon they become, Dvaita, Danava, etc. And those who are little good, they become God. Not that they also don't want, they also want. That's why the gods, the plural, is not the big G. Big G means, capital G, means the only God with all pervading consciousness. But when the small g, and they are plural, means small souls, they were good people, but they had the hankering for power, so they became in charge of the wind, in charge of the fire, in charge of water, like that. So this is all gods. The constant fighting goes on. And this person, because of his magical power, he was capable to control the gods. And one day he thought, how long I will fight? Let me create some soldiers. They will fight with the gods. And he created 3 demons, magical demons, and they were Dama, Bala, and Kata. The very peculiar names, but Dama, Bala, and Kata. These 3 demons he created, all magical. And this was the first birth of these 3. They were not having any, as they call in tabula rasa, a very clean, clear slate. So they were thinking what to do. So this king told, the Sambara told, you better go and protect my country. Whenever the gods are coming, attack them, fight with them. Okay. So they went and they defeated the gods whenever the gods wanted to grab something, but in every time they were defeated because of these 3. Now the gods were confused. What is it? Why we cannot defeat them? The god tried their best but could not. So ultimately they went to the Brahma. In the Hindu, the mythology, if you read, it is all the time Brahma. He is the main center. So they all went to the Brahma and told, so what is it? That it is your creation. Brahma told, no, it is not my creation. These three is the magical figure created by that. Now the Sambara is the main, but I cannot control him, because as per the system, after 100 years, Vishnu will kill him. But before that, no one can touch him, because he also practiced meditation, he wanted power, he got the power. So this is the way you have to wait. And only one thing I can tell you, I cannot help you, only I can give you this idea. These three, they don't have any ego. Whatever the king is asking them, their creator is asking them, the Sambara is asking them, these three are going and they are doing. They don't have any ego, no attachment at all. If you can create ego, then they will be separated from the divinity, the God. As long as there is no ego, even God cannot do any harm to them. So this is the, as they call in the legal language, point to be noted. That if you don't have the ego, even the God cannot do any harm. So that this Dhamma, Bala and Kot, they are completely free from ego. Now what to do? The gods, they called an emergency meeting and to the war strategy, how to fight with them. So according to the strategy that was taken over there, the gods, every time they go and attack them, and after some time they retreat, giving them the feeling, these three demons, feeling that they have chased them out, the gods. And slowly, slowly, these three demons started feeling, we are invincible. No one can defeat us. Ego entered into them. So this is the way slowly these three demons, after some time, they started feeling again and again, oh, we are invincible. Even gods cannot defeat us. And what to talk about others? They started telling among themselves, these three brothers. Now their ego separated them from the God. And obviously, these gods could slay them, they could kill them. O Rama, now the Rishi is telling, O Rama, abandon this ego, and this strongly I is nothing. Strongly you should feel I is nothing. Remember the one infinite consciousness, which is pure bliss, is covered by the shadow of the ego. Friends, when you are reading this, we feel, those who have read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we feel as if Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is talking over here. The same type of advice, isn't it? The Rishi, Vasistha, was at the time of Sri Ramachandra, and Sri Ramakrishna is only 100 years before. And the same way they are giving the teaching. What is that? Remove your ego. Ami mole ghuchibe janjal. Sri Ramakrishna in his Bengali, he said, if you can somehow remove the ego, all problems will be solved. Because the ego is only making a big wall between your real nature and your apparent nature. As because you are thinking that I am this, your apparent nature, you are suffering again and again. So you have to remove this ego. How to remove the ego? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself, he did, he became so humble. He was a Brahmin. And in India, maybe the Americans and the Europeans won't understand, in the casteism, and it is a misunderstanding of the system. Sri Ramakrishna was a Brahmin, very high caste. He is not supposed to go to the low caste. But Sri Ramakrishna secretly used to go and clean the toilet of a very low person. Why? Because he wanted to feel that I am nobody, I am no one. He used to remove that sacred trait, and while he used to meditate, I am not Brahman, I am very humble. So this humbleness one has to learn. When you join as a brahmacharis, the novices, each and every one, you have to go and clean the bathrooms, you have to sweep the floor, and you have to clean the vessels, and you have to dress the vegetables, and all sorts of things they will be. That is the training. Why? The slowly that ego should go away. There is a practice. Some people may not, that this is a system, but in the system you can get the benefit or you cannot, if you are not taking it properly. So this we have to learn why they have given all this. The system has been developed in such a way so that one can become humble. So sometimes highly qualified the people are coming, that they are qualified to become the professors. Even then they will be given the first few years you have to do in this way, very humble way, and slowly that humbleness that develops. So this is the way we have to understand. The ego should go, and in different way, but not the self-confidence. Ego and the self-confidence are two different things. Again and again we have to remember. Now Sri Rama is asking, revered said, Dama, Bala and Kata, they were unreal. They were the product of magic. How they become real like us and fought with gods? Now obviously the Rama, we can understand his age was only 13 or 14. Then naturally when the story was that Rishi told, the Rama told, okay, he is asking just like a young boy asking this question. You told that they are the product of the magic, and magic we know that the wind, they will be moving like this, things are created, and that is not real. But these three, they were just like us and they were fighting with gods. How they could become real? The word the Rama is using is real. Now the Rishi is telling, good question, O Rama, said the Guru. Like the demons, now this answer is very important. Now the demons, we and all those gods and others are unreal. Now the Rama is thinking that we are real. After all this teaching, the Rama is thinking that we are real, but those three demons, they were unreal because they are made of magic. And what we are made of? So the Guru once again telling, O Rama, like the demons, we are also unreal. Because of the ignorance, people cannot comprehend it. The truth can be experienced only by the wise. The more we say that this world is unreal, how many of us can truly understand it? No, it is not possible. Now that Durga Puja is coming, and according to the traditions of the Hindus, they will be going to the market, they will purchase so many clothings for them. For each and every individual, 4, 5 different type of dresses, because it's the 5-day program. So every day new dress should be. Now you do go and tell them this world is unreal, so you need not to bother about your dress. They will be so angry. Who said that? Vasistha told. They will go to Vasistha. So why you unnecessarily talking like this? This is not possible. Only wise can understand it. So he is not telling, oh Rama, you are not understanding, you are a fool. Not like that. Slowly it comes. So he said, we can't comprehend it. The truth can be experienced only by the wise. The wise means not only the scriptural knowledge, but the experience also. That this is the the wise only can understand. O Rama, the reality is now again he is repeating, the reality is the one infinite consciousness which does not undergo any change. Friends, this is really, really very tough. But if those who are having this little experience, then if we just look back our life, and sometimes some people they write the diary. If you go on back to the diary pages, when you were only 10 years or 12 years old, how you used to write in the diary? And now when you are 62 years old, how you are making all this changing? We ourselves can understand. A little matured person can understand things have changed a lot. So many people we knew, all they are now gone, dead. They are not, we don't know where they are. We used to think that without that friend I cannot survive. Now where is that friend? So everything is changing, all the moment it is changing. And when we are going and standing before the mirror, look at ourselves. Every day we can feel that we are changing. The body is changing. Our thoughts are changing. All around us, everything's changing. Even then, if we think that this is real, this is unfortunate. So that is the way you have to understand. So here the Vasistha is telling, the reality is the one infinite consciousness which does not undergo any change. Realize this and be free from sorrow and fear caused by division. There is only one which is all pervading. Realize that. Destroy the I, the ego, with the help of self-knowledge. So this is the way he is teaching his disciple. Introducing the self, this Atman, Sureshwara Acharya, I am quoting from Sureshwara Acharya, and he had a wonderful book, Naishkarma Siddhi. These are the Vedantin books. Those who try to understand Vedanta, they study this type of books. The Sureshwara Acharya, he said, Ati dustho aprabodho atra hi atma abhyasa prabuddhata nimitra matrad bottesha nasagre badaram yatha. For those, the wise, how you are balancing the small little thing like a berry on the, yet one person is trying to balance a berry on the tip of his nose, how it will fall? Any chance, it will fall from there. The ignorance will go, the misunderstanding will go like that. It's so easy. In the Nishkarma Siddhi, the Sureshwara Acharya is telling, though there is no independent existence of the ignorance, even then it covers the self. This is very unusual. Independent existence means without the help of the truth, ignorance cannot be. Truth is always there. And if the truth is not there, there remains nothing. So sometimes we always criticize and do this, do that. But if that person is not there, then nothing will remain. So the same way, if the truth is not there, existence is not there, then all other things, nothing, they won't be there. And we can give the example like this, if that white screen is not there, where will be the movie? Only the projection is going and we see the whole movie for 3 or 4 hours. Then sometimes 3-dimensional, 3D, the special type of glasses they will give, and you see that they are coming so close and all those things. Where it is happening? Happening on that. The white screen. If the white screen is not there, you cannot see that. But we don't at all think about the white screen. How many of us are taking care of the white screen? Of course, the business that they are doing, so they take care. But when we go, we don't care about that. Whether it is there or not, we don't care. When the movie begins, only we give the attention. But the moment we understand this, all the ignorance goes. So, friends, our lives constantly, so many ways, different types of thoughts are coming, and these things are happening. Like a berry balancing on the tip of a nose, we have to remove it, this ignorance. The Rishi Vasistha, now it is I will conclude with this one. Rishi Vasistha now teaching to practice Atma Jnana by constantly thinking. As we told, the followers of the path of knowledge, their practice is only and only thinking. Wherever they are, constant thoughts are going on in their mind. If you go to any the other groups where they are practicing duality and live with them, you will see that the early morning they will get up, they will open the door of the temple, then they will have the Mangal Arati in the temple, and the people will be taking in the Mangal Arati they will show a light, people will go and touch that holy light, and they will feel the blessings of God is coming, and they will offer the food to God the whole day. Different type of things will go on, all rituals. Then in the morning and in the evening they will sing the bhajans, and in those bhajans there will be the glories of gods and goddesses will be expressed. That is their practice. If you go to the yogis in Himalaya, you will find nothing is there. No god, no temple, nothing is there. Only the person is sitting on a, and they are very, very sincere about the asana. Asana siddhi, they say, the success will come if you can purify that asana, that particular sit. They will never allow people to touch that. So that seat in the same place, it will be there, and in the morning, as maximum time possible, the man will be sitting over there like a stone image and constantly withdrawing all the senses. He don't like to listen any sound, don't like anything that can divert his mind. He's practicing. That's called yoga sadhana. Only in a weekend we go and meditate, and I am practicing yoga. That is good. But if we are following the path of yoga, this type, and if you are following the path of karma, constantly help them, that is another way. They are very active, but they are not thinking about themselves, they think about the others, how to help others. And they are all the manifestation of gods, they are suffering. Oh God, please help me, how I can go and... So that is his practice. And these jnanis, what they will do? Apadi, achala, chitta, asmin, jagat mitram cha sampadi, bhava, abhava bihina, asmitena jivami anamayam. Jivami anamayam. I live happily. These people, they are not at all anxious. They will say, I live happily. Jivami anamayam, happily. How? Apadadi, in distress, in problem. Achala chitta, steady mind. When there is problem, then my mind is steady. Apadadi achala chitra. Then asmi, I am jagat mitram cha sampadi, and the friend of the world. In this and the prosperity. So I am not going or disturbing anyone. You are happy with that? Okay. All this prosperity all around is good. I am always happy. He is not going to criticize anyone for anything. This is the beauty. If somebody is doing something, why he should do, oh, he is ruining his life, and I am so much eager to rectify him that I forget to practice my spiritual practice. Most of the people, they do like this. In the Bible also, Jesus is telling, when you are criticizing that your neighbor is having a straw on his eye, you are having a beam on your eye, but you don't notice that. So this is the peculiarity. You always criticize others. They are not good, they are not good, they are not good. One Swamiji was there, he used to tell that whenever you are pointing this finger, index finger to someone, though he is bad, did you notice? All the three other fingers are noticing you, pointing to you. You are bad, you are bad, you are bad. That's why you can find the bad or other things into others. So let them be happy. I am the friend of each and every one. When you are the friend of others, so naturally if the friend is successful, you are also happy. So by that way, apadi achala chitta, in distress, achala chitta, I am not disturbed. I know that something will come, things will be taken shape. This is not the permanent state, all this will change. That's again that Swami used to teach, and I told so many people, this shall also pass. THIS, this shall also pass. It will also go. Don't get so much involved. Oh, what will happen? And suppose you were thinking and breaking your head, and the problem is solved. If not, why unnecessarily disturb your food and sleep? Go, take food and sleep. The problem has come, it will be all right, and if not, then we will see what is happening. So don't disturb in that way. Be always calm and be happy with others. Bhava abhava vihina. I don't have any ideas of whether gain or loss. Am I going to get something, some benefit out of it? Don't bother about that. I am losing anything? Don't bother about that. That is the challenges. Those who are following the path of jnana, these are the practices. If you are capable, you are welcome to follow the path of knowledge. Otherwise, when we are learning it, we can slowly try to imbibe this idea. Things are changing. I am also will get the change. They will come, nothing will remain. Why I am so serious about this problem? This will take its own course. Sometimes the parents, they come and say, our children, though they are grown up, now what will happen to them? We are so worried about them. I told, you are free to worry about them. So who has told? So you continue this worry. But suppose you think whatever best is possible, I have given to them. Now it is their fate. Well, they are grown up. They will take their own decision. What I am going to think about it? If they need any other help, if it is possible, parents used to think the same way. Now you know that you can stand on your own feet, you can help, so don't worry about. So friends, this teaching we should use for our practical life also. Thank you friends, thank you up to this, and then again in next Sunday we will continue.
So the first question is from Reena Malik. She is saying, please explain Khandana Bhava.
Reena, there's a good question, but there are many, that meaning of that Khandana Bhava is there. If you go to the any what's called that Google search and type the meaning of Khandana Bhava, everything will come over there. The Khandana Bhava, you can understand, Khandana means break. The Bhava Bandhana, that the bondage of this world, So please break it. How? In the path of jnana, or the path of bhakti, or the karma, or the dhyana, you can follow. Thank you.
Next question is from Rohit. He is asking, what is Shakshi Bhava?
Oh, this is a good question. The Shakshi Bhava is this. As the last, this verse that I was reading from the Yoga Vasistha, this is from the 6th chapter, 3rd verse. Apodadi achala chitta. When there are problems, mind is tranquil. Oh, this has come, it will be all right. Some solution will come. And bhavo abhavo vihina. Whether I am going to gain or lose, don't bother about that. Things will be all right. And I am the friend of all. So that is called Shakshi, constantly observing and not getting involved into it. Thank you.
The next question is from Ayijit. He is asking, oftentimes when we realize that the ego is taking over external Atman, we struggle, try to preserve, but is it because of our past births, karma, sanskar?
It's really, really difficult to go beyond the ego, you know. The moment you are beyond ego, best, your success in spiritual life. So obviously this is the toughest thing, to go beyond the ego. But nothing wrong in practicing. So suppose something is happening and you feel that I must go and do something like that. Restrain yourself and say, they are taking care of it, let them do. And even if I go, I will do in this way. And if they are trying also in their own way. Things are happening. So by that way, if you can restrain, when the others are doing, if you can appreciate, even there is some mistake, no problem. Though one of our senior Swamiji used to tell that when you used to publish the book, and I was the proofreader, then he used to say, don't worry about 5% mistake will be there. So think in that way, and it's okay. There's so many words are there, a few only some mistakes are there, and then printing the mistakes that they were there. So don't worry about it. By that way, slowly, slowly, you have to understand things will be all right, even when I won't be there. When I was not there in this world, the world was going on. When I won't be here in this world, world will continue. Why unnecessarily I am thinking I am the only person, I have to take care of everything? That if you practice, the ego will go away.
He is also asking the second question, Arijit. He is saying, how can you possibly balance between self-confidence versus ego, especially in workspace where the environment can get very competitive?
The self-confidence in the workplace, that will help you. That you need not to boast up that I am the only person and like that. And you know, yeah, I can do it. Others are doing, okay, I can also do it. That is self-confidence, that is not ego. Others can do, maybe they can do, I can do. I am self-confidence, this is nothing for me. So that you should show in the working place also. The ego is completely different. You won't allow anybody else. I am the only, I should do, I should do. So that is a completely different. God forbid, that ego should not come into you. Little self-confidence, that is okay.
Srima Vishwas is asking the next question, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, are they the same or different?
In reality, same. But when you look at the division of work, they are different. When God created Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and the first the Brahma, then the Vishnu, Maheshwara. The Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the sustainer, administrator, and he is dissolving Shiva, he is dissolving everything. So that is three different ways. They are three different, at the same time they are not.
Rohit is asking the next question. He is saying, there is Ghor Kali Yuga coming. Can the truth, the reality remain at the time so many ignorant can get enlightened?
So Rohit, no, we cannot expect that all the ignorant will be enlightened, but it will take the time. As Swami Vivekananda said, a time will come, each and every soul will be liberated. He is a rishi, Vivekananda. So naturally his words that is coming to true. But the Kali Yuga means when the idea of the physical, the consciousness is more, that is Kali Yuga. And when it goes to the self, that is Satya Yuga, or the good. So only two things are there. That one is the self, another is the body. When the people's mind goes to the body, that is the Kali Yuga. They like to satisfy the body, and for that satisfaction, you can understand, they like to grab the wealth and property. Even the son is, sometimes the report comes and so sad, they are beating the mother or the father because they are now drug addicted. For the money is torturing the mother. Sometimes it happens. So this is the way, but don't bother about that. Concentrate on your own individual spiritual development. That will be good. Thank you.
Shashi Bhushan has a two-part question. The first part is, Swamiji, if this is unreal, you are speaking and we are listening and thinking. If this is not real, then what is real? If you are not ignorant of self-reality, is it possible to grasp what you are speaking? First part.
As long as you are listening and I am talking and I am feeling that I am talking and you are thinking you are listening, so it is real. As long as the moment that will be over, you will constantly feel that knowledge within. So as long as we are not in that condition, we must practice this. And second part?
Second part is, if there is no ego, then why would I even take a birth?
Of course, when there will be no ego, there will be no birth also. And if you love to come back once again in the life, and we do not know what type of life that time be, then don't bother about this. But if you are concerned that what is going to happen, and if you believe the words of the rishis and the scriptures, that because of our desire, and we are taking birth, and desire comes from my ego, so obviously one should be careful about that. That individual choice. I don't like to come back again. This is sufficient.
The next question is Harivamsha more authentic or Srimad Bhagavatam more authentic in terms of Krishna's childhood?
That is another, in the Harivamsha it is there, and at the same time the Bhagavata is well accepted by all the scholars. The Bhagavata, the 10th volume of the Bhagavata, 10th skanda, that is the life of Sri Krishna. Both are same, but the Bhagavata has been accepted by all the different scholars. Is this the last question? So thank you, friends, and wonderful questions. And I think that the last Sunday of this month, there will be, I won't give this scripture class, that there will be a spiritual retreat, online retreat. I alone will be speaking like this. And you can join. There is no charges. We will send out the Google link. You can just click on that. You can join anyone. So this is one thing. Secondly, I will be sending out the link so that you can join the Parliament of Religion that will be held in the next month, the October 16, 17, 18. It's a huge affair, but you have to register over there. This is the second one, and the third announcement, what was that? The third announcement was there. So first I was thinking about this, and second that one. Okay, when I remember I will tell you. I will send out this if you are having your address, if we are having in our Google group, then you will get it. Thank you, friends. Let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.